Rumors are swirling and fans are anxiously awaiting tweets from Woj and Shams as Thursday's NBA trade deadline fast approaches. Hello everyone and welcome back to Penn State Sports Night. I'm Mac Young, joined today by two Matts, Mclaughlin and Zwiercan, respectively. So guys, no one team's running away with it. There's no super team that's dominating the league right now in the NBA. So there's got to be a lot of buyers at this deadline. So, Mclaughlin, I'll start with you. What's one buyer you're looking for at this trade deadline on Thursday?
Well, partner, thank you for clarifying with the last names. We've got a little confusion going on here. But one team I am looking to buy is the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, they're not the flashiest. They're not the Phoenix Suns at 41-9, but they're in the play-in tournament as of right now. They're sitting at the number 10 spot, and they have a little bit of cap room compared to most teams. They're ranked number 2 in cap space. You've got to be careful about that luxury tax. And right now, their biggest concern is who can they acquire to get Zion Williamson back on the court? There were reports earlier in the season that he came in over 300 pounds. He has been slow rehabbing, and so the Pelicans need to grab someone like a CJ McCollum, a veteran leader that could really light a fire under him and say, oh, I want to go play with this guy. And so the Pelicans are a team to really keep an eye on as we approach the trade deadline.
I love the Pelicans idea. My pick is the Philadelphia 76ers, and there has been a ton of controversy surrounding them through last offseason to now. But there's only been two bright spots for this team, and that's Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. Joel Embiid is at an MVP level once again, leading the league in scoring and playing all-league defense. And Tyrese Maxey has created a lack of necessity for them to go trade for a guard like James Harden or De'Aaron Fox or someone like that. So their options are very open, and they have a lot of big contracts that they can swing around, like Tobias Harris and obviously Ben Simmons.
Yeah, guys, the Pels obviously have been a team we've been waiting to take that next step ever since the Anthony Davis trade and getting Zion. And the Sixers obviously have kind of just been that second-round exit, that Kawhi shot that just pains so many Sixers fans.
I cried that night. I cried that night. I bawled tears.
Can't lie, I might have shed a tear myself just in the pain. But so many buyers this deadline. We got to talk about some sellers. There's got to be teams that are selling for them as well. So, Zwiercan, I'll start with you. Give me a seller that you're looking at this trade deadline.
It seems like the cycle of constant mediocrity in Naptown is going to come to an end, as the Indiana Pacers are going to have a fire sale for their bigs, Domantas Sabonis and Miles Turner. Now, they both play very different styles of basketball, Miles Turner being a rare 3-and-D center, where Sabonis seems to do it all on the court. And as they are looking to rebuild, they have a lot of opportunity to get draft picks from teams like Cleveland, as they already did with Karis LeVert, and a team like Washington who's looking to get a big to pair up with Bradley Beal. So I would look at Indiana as a team that could be moving on from a lot of their big pieces this offseason.
Yeah, the Pacers are definitely a team to keep an eye on. Sabonis is a guy that's going to attract a lot of teams because you mentioned his all-around the court ability, his passing, his scoring. He can do it all. But one team I am looking to sell, Los Angeles Lakers. Oh, this disaster in Tinseltown. Called it earlier in the season, about 20 games in, if you want to go back and look at our past segments. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all those good things. But with the Lakers, Russell Westbrook's getting paid $44 million to shoot 1 for 10 in their last game. If I thought it was that easy to miss a bunch of shots and get that much dough in the NBA, shoot, I might have gone for a G League tryout myself. But with the Lakers, they really need answers at a whole bunch of positions, and they grabbed like the best all-star team from like 2010. Like Trevor Ariza can't play anymore. DeAndre Jordan can't play anymore. Sorry, well-respected vets, but they just can't play. They can't hang on the court. And with LeBron James, he's getting older. He's already missing games because of knee and other injuries. Anthony Davis has already been out for extended stretch. He just came back. They need some fresh legs and really some new talent to at least inject some life into this offense and instead not have to come back from double-digit 17-point deficits to the New York Knicks of all teams.
Yeah, guys, I mean, some fans have even gone as far to call him Russell Westbrook with the way he's been playing lately.
Oh, see what you did there,
I can't
partner.
help but doing it sometimes myself. But you know what, Matts? Let's get into the nitty-gritty. We talked about stuff that's likely to happen, but I want to talk about the big fish. I want to talk about the guy that Shaq recently called a baby, and probably rightfully so. What are some blockbusters? McLaughlin, you can go first this time. What are some blockbuster trades that could maybe happen to this deadline?
Well, you just mentioned the guy that Shaq absolutely buried with an Undertaker shovel, Ben Simmons. His name's been in the headlines. Joel Embiid came out today and said, whatever helps us get a championship, I'm all down for. I have Ben Simmons projected to go to the Sacramento Kings. Reports suggest that the Kings aren't interested anymore because the price was too steep. But you pair Buddy Hield with a couple of picks. If I'm Daryl Morey, I'm at least considering that. Now, I know Buddy Hield isn't the real banner name like a Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, some of these other players. But he's in Sacramento. How much are you really expecting this guy to give in Sacramento? And for Ben Simmons, a guy who signed a 4-year max contract extension, and he has the nerve to try and back out 2 years, let his career ride in Sacramento. He's going to be in the West, so he's not going to be in your conference. You're not going to have to deal with him if he goes to Atlanta or Brooklyn. And so you get Buddy Hield. He's a shooter that can space the floor, doesn't have to need the ball as much as Seth Curry or Tyrese Maxey. I think that is a really appealing option. And who knows how far Sacramento is willing to go to get an all-around point guard like Ben Simmons.
I love the Ben Simmons to Sacramento trade. However, I want to talk about the aforementioned Domantas Sabonis. And I think that Washington Wizards fans are going nuts in Twitter spaces with Bradley Beal's wife, and they're looking for a second star that's not named Kyle Kuzma. And I think Domantas Sabonis can be the first big guy outside of Thomas Bryant that can come in and pair well with Bradley Beal to give them more of a playmaking advantage and rebounding advantage in D.C.
Yeah, you guys make some great points. Brad Beal doesn't seem to want to go anywhere from Washington. And you know what? Maybe Daryl Morey's got to fall out of love with James Harden and just panic and move Ben Simmons at this deadline. But that's all about the time we have. That's going to wrap things up here on Penn State Sports Night. Hopefully, we get to see a lot of chaos and action at this year's trade deadline. But from Matt Mclaughlin and Matt Zwiercan, I've been your host, Mac Young. Thanks for joining us and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Hey everybody, thank you for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night. We hope you liked that segment.
And we're sure there's other Penn State Sports Night segments that you are going to love as well. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content.
And check us out on social media for updates and behind-the-scenes clips and pics. Follow us on Twitter at PSSN TV and on Instagram at PSU Sports Night to keep up with all the action.
For all of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.